And welcome back to the Vision Alignment Show, where we all understand how important it is that our core beliefs, our core values are aligned with our vision. Wow, that is awesome! How cool is that? To understand that, to know that, to live that. But there's more to it than just that. Stick with me, and we'll talk about it real soon. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you about what we have coming up. This afternoon, actually, at 11:30 today, we have David Blake. David Blake is going to be back on. He was on earlier on the Vision Alignment Show, but now he's going to come on as someone that has disabilities. So much like me, he has disabilities with some of his talk and some of his gait, some of his balance, and some issues there. But he has a caregiver who, much like me, was his wife. So look forward to having that conversation with David at 11:30 today. We've got all kinds of good things happening, but I'm excited to tell you about them. Really, before we get to that, I want to just get real. So, we have been doing this now for almost a year, and it's been a lot of fun at times. It's been pretty hard to do at times because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you don't always see, which is fine. But I want to make sure that I'm being upfront and honest with you. I see this show taking a different turn, a little bit of a pivot, if you will, but a pivot in regards to how we serve you and how we do best for you. So for me, I'm all about being an encourager. I love to encourage other people. I love to be an encourager for my kids. I love to be that kind of encourager for different people on my team, if they're employees or if they're just friends or they're part of a mastermind group, whatever the case may be. It's really important for me to encourage other people. That's what gives me life. If I can help someone else to feel more vindicated, to feel more alive, and that they know what it is that they're doing, and then they know how impactful they've been, that gives me all the juice in the world. So that's why we're taking more of an encouragement slant with this show. So I'm going to have people on again. They've been on in the past, but there's other things that they have to offer, especially in terms of encouragement, that I want to make sure we highlight. So look forward to that. It'll still be called the Vision Alignment Show for now, but there's more good things coming in terms of encouragement. One of the people that is served as a big encouragement is the young lady that wrote this book. Her name is Lisa Kinnicky, and Lisa is from Wisconsin. She's been on just recently on the Vision Alignment Show, but she also really serves to encourage people, to encourage youth to understand their identity and to be able to live in that identity. I think we're going to have some good conversations with Lisa. Obviously we've already had great conversations with Dave. That's all been good. So we're gonna continue to have fun, but we're also going to continue to serve you, and that's really what we want to do. Anything we can do to serve you is where this is at. Mary Valoni, you've met with as well. She's been on in the past. She's going to come back on, I think, on June 18th. We've got more people coming on. We have. I told you that Nito Cabane was going to be on, and it didn't happen. But we've got him rescheduled for July 6th. So look forward to having Nito Cabane on July 6th. Nito, he's an incredible guy that came from South America with like $50 in his pocket, and he managed to just. We're gonna stick around. I want to tell you about it, but I also want to make sure that we save some of it for when Nito gets here. So on July 6th. So that's going to be great. But I've got to ask you a question. When do you feel like you've encouraged people more than ever. Let me ask you the different question. When do you personally get the most encouragement? When did you get encouraged by someone else and it just lit you up? Tell me about it in the comment section. That would be great. Now, I see some people are on here, so I want to make sure that I recognize them. And who do we have? We have Jane. Hello, Jane. It's good to see you this morning. It's always good to see you. And Rhonda, of course, thank you very much. Live, good morning. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then my buddy from LinkedIn, Jeff Young, he came back. Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Well, thank you. I try to be a good servant leader. And I'm trying to keep up the good work. I know there's so many different things that this show could be, but that doesn't matter, because what matters is that we do whatever we can do for you. So I want to make sure that I'm serving you in any way possible to be able to help you with daily life, with your profession, with whatever the case may be. So that's why we're talking about encouragement today. And thank you, Jeff, for that encouragement. You encouraged me, and I love that. So how do you encourage someone else? How do you encourage someone else that's different from you? Well, spoiler alert, most people are different from you in some way. But how do you encourage someone else that's maybe they've got visual impairments, like me? Maybe they've got cerebral palsy, or maybe they have a hearing loss. There's just a wide array of students that I think of from the School for the Blind that apply to any of those categories. But we're still there to encourage them. At least I am. I'm not in a teaching role specifically, but I have the ability to influence them with the encouragement. So, but how do you encourage someone else that's different from you? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts before I tell you mine. So, if you would, tell me what you think about how you encourage someone else that's different from you. When I hear someone in my class who say, "Oh, I didn't know it could do that," didn't know what could do that. Tell me a little bit more about that, Jeff. So, keep the comments coming, because that's really what makes this show thrive and makes this show what it is. Having these conversations with people, whether they're me talking and you texting, or you coming on and talking, and we'll get back to that. So we're gonna have you on the show again, Jeff. But I think it's important for us all to understand. Did he come in here? Oh, LinkedIn. You're the LinkedIn guru. Of course, your people in your classes said that they didn't realize LinkedIn could do that. So yeah, and if you ever want to know more about LinkedIn, go out to LinkedIn, and if you have an account, sign or follow Jeff Young. Jeff Young, the LinkedIn guru. He is a great guy. He's just a fabulous resource. Just a pleasure to be around, and I had the pleasure of having breakfast with him yesterday. That was when the calamari conversation came in. But we're going to continue. We are going to continue to get together and just meet, and hopefully we'll have a continued relationship and be able to do more of that. So, but thank you for that, Jeff. And yes, it's what you teach, of course. So let's see. I haven't got a lot of comments in regards to how you encourage other people. Well, when I think of how I encourage other people, I've been at the school now for almost 4 years, and I've gotten to know the students that are there. So if I were to just come in straight off the street and encourage them, yeah, they probably would take that encouragement. but it means a lot more when it comes from somebody they know and someone that knows them. So for me, I remember as a kid, I would be encouraged by my teachers, and I would be encouraged by my dad and my mom. Those were all important to be able to experience that encouragement. But when someone else came around me that didn't know me as well, it seemed almost a little fake. But if you know somebody better, so for example, I had a conversation with Carrie, my coach, my mentor that helped me with my book, and I only met with him a few times, and he wrote me a little note, and he said, "I believe in you." So a little bit of encouragement, and I didn't really know how to take that. I mean, it was very nice, but he didn't know me that well. But once you get to know someone and you say something like that, then it'll make all the difference in the world. So that encouragement will go a long way. If you know someone, the more you get to know them, the better off you are. And how do you get to know them? How do you get to know people? Well, for me, and I think this goes for a lot of people, you got to ask them questions. If you can ask questions and then listen for the answers, listen to the answers without expecting a chance to rebuttal or a chance to ask another question or a chance to deny something. Just listen to the answers that they give. So that's why in the programs that I'm providing, where I'm teaching on blind spots, we talk about how important it is to have 7 good minutes. And when you have 7 good minutes, you're face to face with someone, and for 7 minutes, you actually ask them curious questions and listen like an animal being stalked. Listen for the answers. Listen without expecting, that you're going to have a chance to talk in, that there's going to be a rebuttal, that there's going to be a chance for you to add something else or say, yeah, I did that too, or one up them. You don't want to do that. You just want to listen. So that's 7 good minutes going both ways. You do it with one person, then they do it with the other. That's an incredible, very, very impactful part of the program. So that is part of how we encourage people is to know them, and to know them, you got to ask questions, and then you got to listen, and then you got to ask more questions. It seems creepy at times. It'll seem creepy if you say it's creepy. It'll seem creepy if you think it's creepy. But if you don't, you just kind of put yourself out there and ask those questions. You're gonna find you're gonna learn a lot more about that person than you ever would have. Just have 7 good minutes, and then turn it around and have 7 good minutes. So that's a little bit about how we encourage people. And then what else do I have here? Oh, so as I was going through college, I never had a situation where I had these 7 good minutes, but I had a lot of encouragers that helped me to get there. To be able to get there through college was really, really difficult. Excuse me. But once I made it, when I look back, it was because of all those encouragers that helped me to get there. I still had to do the work on my own. I still had to power through it, and that was probably one of the hardest things that I've ever done is to get through college. It was awful. Really, it was awful. And my dad would tell you, if he was still alive, he would tell you that it took me more than 5.5 years, which it was 5.5 years. But he always gave me a hard time about how long it took me to get through. And yes, now my mom does too. Anyway, so that encouragement that I got from people in order to get there was very helpful. And I can't tell you how important it is to have encouragers in your life, but also to be encouragers. Like Jess in that letter she wrote me, that letter was a letter of encouragement. But you need to think about how you can write a letter like that to someone else. So think about how you can be an encourager. There's so much that we have to offer the world, and there's so much that other people have to offer the world, but they don't always know that they have it inside of them. So encourage them to do something with it, or encourage them to go forward. Oh, and I see we have another comment. So, and Jeff says, many times I encourage folks by observing and saying what they do well, especially folks I already know. Remember the video testimonial I gave you? It was that I saw that you had and discovered your why in life. Yeah, so Jeff was very kind, and he gave a video testimonial of me probably 3 years ago, and it's one of those things that I still have to this day. And he's just been a phenomenal friend. So understand how you can do that same thing, like Jeff did for me. What can you do? How can you encourage someone else? How can you just smile? Sometimes just smiling at someone is encouragement, but you do more than that if you can. So I appreciate all of you being on today. This has been great. There's so much that we all have to learn. We're going to make the world a better place. I know we are, one encourager at a time. If there's ever anything that I can do for you, by all means, let me know. But as always, keep one eye on the road. Take care, and we'll see you at 11:30 for the Radical Vision for Disability show with David Blake. And there's my good friend Mark. Good morning, Mark. It's good to see you this morning. See you at 11:30, Mark. Hopefully we'll all be there. Take care. Goodbye, and have a great day. And as always, keep one eye on the road.